Welcome to the MotUS Edge, where we celebrate business, primarily youth sports facility management, leadership, and motivation. Co-hosted by Stacy Rowe, Cole Stott, Kevin Brubaker, and Casey Jones. We are here to fill your cup with knowledge, laughter, affirmations, and comfort knowing that you're not alone. You can and will succeed with the MotUS Edge.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the MotUS Edge. We are here live at the MotUS Business Expo with Casey. This would be Casey.
Yeah.
Casey, myself, Stacy, and Cole. We are all here in person. We're out of sorts. This is kind of weird
Here
to
we
be
go.
all
This is the first time we've ever done a live event.
Yeah.
Or at least a live podcast.
Yeah, not a live event, but a live podcast. Yeah, Kevin's flight was delayed, so he's missing out on the action.
I think that's probably the coolest part about it is Kevin's not here. So,
I was going to jump in on Kevin too. I think we're going to have our best podcast ever.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
I don't think he can handle the pressure of a live event.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we were just talking. We were walking down the hall, so you can't see in the background over here. But we've got seating for 360 people this year at the event. We don't have that many here, so just short story. Stacy tends to really plan ahead and really get ready in advance for events. Casey and I, not so much. We're more of the day of.
We'll go with the flow.
Yeah, as early as last night during the Georgia game, we were texting, trying to go to dinner with our good buddy Aaron Flaker, who's one of our keynote speakers tomorrow. And I think Stacy about lost it on us. She didn't love it.
Like,
But
guys, we talked about the schedule last week. Like, we went over this.
We've only gone over it about 15
Yeah.
times, and they were still. And I'm like, you know what? If y'all want to go to dinner, you go to dinner.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on with the plan.
We all see
But they're
where
here.
we see
But
where
they're
our
here.
loyalty lies, right here.
Yeah.
So,
And then when I got here today, I happened to be the first one up here.
He was.
And I was walking through and I was texting Stacy. I said, hey, I think there's a mess up. We might have more space than we needed. And she's like, no, we have all these breakout rooms, all this stuff planned. So it's kind of surreal to be here in our third year and that we've grown to this size in such a short amount of time. So really excited about the conference.
It is. It's pretty crazy. It was awesome just kind of walking down the hallway, like, to just be here in this moment. Casey actually found this really cool display case, and the girls set up all the Pioneer of All-Star cheer books in the display case. It looks so pretty. And I was like, oh my goodness. We are here. We are here in this moment today. The book is written. We are at the conference. All the things are happening. This is amazing. I never thought this day was gonna get here.
and hold on, for the record, I set up the books and the display.
There we go.
Excuse me.
So I'm not very creative, but
You,
every now and
you
then,
actually put them.
I actually put them in there
in the V
Yeah.
formation and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I did that.
Choreography
That's
coming
totally
back.
impressive.
Yep.
I am actually quite impressed. I thought for sure a female did that.
No, I did it. So
So I know-
Casey and Cole have been stressing about this conference so
So
much.
stressed.
They showed up today. I handed them a folder with their itinerary, and they were like, "So this is what we're doing. We're ready to go." And I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's ready to
No,
go."
we are very blessed. Sometimes Casey and I probably take advantage of how organized that Stacy is, that Jenna is, that Molly is, that Abby is, our whole team. We've really got a really solid team with MotUS now.
absolutely.
So where did MotUS come from, Casey? I know we've talked about this before, but now that we're at the conference.
Well, man, I think it was, you and I go back to, over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we've always been good friends. And over the years, we've talked about doing different things together. I remember one time we talked about, hey, maybe we should do a trampoline park together or something like that.
Thank God they didn't do that.
Right. So anyway, we still may, though. We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
But, we were kicking around different business ideas and nothing ever happened until COVID. And then COVID obviously forced some changes in all of our lives. And then, the next thing you know, it's like, what can we do? And I think that the thing that came into play the most, it was during a time of COVID. And what really kept coming up is we want to help people. We want to help gyms. And that's what we know, And we know the gym business, so that's what we set out to do to try to help the gyms, help the gym business, help the sport of cheerleading, and boom, here we are.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously, all of us have been in the industry working for 25, 30 years. But I just saw Don Collins on the way up here getting in the elevator, and I was talking to him. Don's in the book, one of the pioneers. They're all coming to town for the big party during the conference. But I said, Don, when's the last time I've seen you? He said, I think it's been 14 years.
Yeah, it's
And I was
crazy.
like, wow. It's like because he obviously started All-Star Challenge, been tremendously successful in the industry. But 14 years ago, he just kind of dipped out. And that's what's one of the cool things that I feel like is going to happen with this conference is uniting the industry, bringing the sport back together, and giving people a chance to catch up that haven't seen each other for a while.
Yeah, I agree. It's been pretty awesome. And I think that, the MotUS journey, are we on year 3, almost kind of going on year 4? I remember the first meeting that we had in some hotel in Chattanooga, maybe.
Chattanooga, yeah.
And we met and came up with the name, and we did a lot of brainstorming and just kind of working on how everything was gonna come together. And then we added the affiliate program, and it's been really cool to just watch it all grow. It's been exciting.
The name in and of itself was
let's talk about that process. How did we come up with it?
Crazy. We had this wall. Once again, Stacy organized us, and we had some different people helping, but we had this wall, and we were just throwing names out there and writing hundreds of names on this wall, and just nothing was great.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, somebody looked up a couple different Latin words.
Yeah.
I think it was basically in a basement of that. It was a Marriott in Chattanooga hotel.
I don't even remember.
We were balling on a budget back then. We're still
It
balling
was the
on a
only
budget.
place that would open up for COVID. Like a lot of places wouldn't even let you come in. So.
Yeah.
So we were kind of in their basement for real, and we had all these sticky charts, and we stuck them all up on the wall. And I think we had probably like 7 of those big.
And we had some
sticky
terrible
things
names. I wish I could remember
with
some of the terrible
probably
names. Probably
200 different names that we were going through. And then Casey brought his daughter Emily, who runs the Stingray program in Atlanta. And I think that was one of her like first kind of exposures to like a brainstorming session as a from business people. And she probably thought we were all nuts.
But MotUS means movement in Latin.
Yeah.
And we really liked that, and we settled on MotUS. And we went back and forth about whether it should be like a cheer and dance focused name, which makes it a little easier to market. But at the end of the day, we settled on MotUS, something different. Our tagline is "Join the Movement." And I think it's worked. It's really kind of worked for us.
Well, and another thing, we keyed on right at the beginning was the us in MotUS.
Yep.
It was just it really fit. It was a unique name, but that piece really tied it all together because, like, hey, we're all in this together, and we really felt like that we were at an integral part of the cheerleading business. It's time for everybody to kind of come together and work for the overall betterment of the sport. And when we were first getting started, we were competing against each other all the time. We weren't always rooting for the guy down the street. But with nearly 30 plus years under our belt, it's still a very young sport. We feel like we're at a time where now it's time to work together to grow this sport.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the evolution of the sport in general, is that people have got to a point where everyone really understands that we're stronger together. We're better off working together, sharing ideas. Back to MotUS's 2 core missions is how do we increase participation? How do we get more kids involved in cheerleading, dance, and gymnastics? And then the second thing, which we're honest about, how do we get the gyms to be more profitable? And we want to share kind of the wealth back to all of the gym owners who we've all been on different sides of the industry. And, I'm not afraid to say it, is running a gym is the hardest job in cheer and dance.
I gotta fist bump you, gentlemen, because you know what? I'm proud of you. You've done a few affiliate calls, and you know the mission. You actually know the mission. I am so proud of you. It's not just lip service. I can't believe it.
We're on it. We're on it.
Well, and that's the thing. We do truly believe, like Cole said, we've all done different parts of the business and of the sport, and it starts with the gyms. Without the gyms, there's no competitions. There's no uniform companies. There's no shoe companies. That's where it all starts. And for us to be able to expand and grow, then that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Got to build that.
And then
continue to build
I'd
the
give
foundation.
a huge shout out to all of our affiliates. A lot of them are here this weekend, and we've got shoe companies, bag companies, bow companies, insurance companies, sign and banner companies,
Travel
photography
planners.
companies, travel planning companies, et cetera, et cetera. But
we even have our podcast producer here this weekend.
I know. I thought he was a guy that lived in a screen, but like he's a real person.
Yeah, he actually exists.
But I just want to thank all of them as well because they truly believe in giving back to the sport and in the industry. And what Casey just said is if you can grow the base, it helps everyone. And they understand that. I feel like they're still kind of the state of the industry. There's still some pretty closed-minded people out there. You know who you are. But it's like,
it's time to join the movement.
Yeah, join the movement. It's like, come on board. We're open to everyone, which we've tried really hard to do is like, how do we become, and we called ourselves Switzerland for a while. And we're still there. We've got people in different companies that are affiliates that really compete hard against each other outside of MotUS, which
Yeah.
you could. There's nothing wrong with competition. I think competition makes everybody stronger in our sport, in cheer and dance and gymnastics, but also in business. You know, you're better
Totally
when you've
agree.
got somebody to compete against.
One of my favorite parts of MotUS is the conference, and that's what we're here to
Yeah.
do this weekend. You know, I'm the big nerd of the group, and I love to learn and I love to grow, and I'm excited that we get to be here for 2 days. We've got some amazing speakers coming in to share some awesome knowledge and, you know, just be together. And I love talking to the other gym owners, and I love watching them, you know, learn and get excited about the speakers and get excited about the classes. We've got a lot of great things going on. You know, what are y'all looking forward to while we're here the next 3 days?
So my wife and I are going to dinner at Sinatra's Tuesday night.
Of course you're looking forward to that.
No, I love to eat, obviously. I don't know. I really think it's just a camaraderie. I think the rooftop event that we're having this evening, I think is going to be a great opportunity, like I was saying before, for people who, you know, kind of grew up together in the industry that haven't had a chance to hang out in 5, 10, 15 plus years. I think all those side conversations is really what I'm looking forward to. Not just tonight, but tomorrow night as well, is just to have the opportunity to talk to people. And then just on a personal note, it's going to be surreal for me is, you know, Casey and I both are going on stage and giving our speeches right after Jeff Webb, who's, you know, the godfather of everything, you know, of all the stuff that we've all been blessed to do. And then also Lance Wagers, who ran the NCAA, and we're following up those
Coined
two.
the word all-star.
Yeah, who came up with All-Star, and I thought I would never be in that position, to be honest with you.
I actually get to sit up there and do a 15-minute Q&A with Julie Moran, the first female sportscaster at Wide World of Sports, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited about it a lot. To me, I've been to tons of conferences, and I just think this one's special. I mean, I think that what we've been able to create with our affiliates and with each other is just something that's truly unique. We do a conference where there aren't competing classes. You know, we're not the classes. Everybody comes in to learn the same things from some great speakers. But as Cole mentioned, I think one of the most important parts about it is the fellowship. You know, hanging out before a class, after a class, over a meal, you know, or sharing in the party tonight. That's when I truly learn, because that's when, you know, you start to ask questions of others and figure out what they're doing in their lives and their businesses and their gyms, and that's where we truly come together and learn. So I'm always excited about that, but I think the thing I'm most excited about is to celebrate Stacy and her book launch. Just seeing how much work and dedication it's taken for her to write this book is just incredible, and being able to honor her is going to be just super excited.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for the conference. I already talked about that, but you know, I'm genuinely excited to celebrate our industry, celebrate our sport, and celebrate all the amazing gym owners that are here this weekend and all the pioneers that are coming in. I mean, I just think it's been a long time since our industry has come together in celebration of what we do. I think it's time for it, and I'm really genuinely excited. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for everybody to have their moment on the red carpet and just get together and laugh and enjoy and celebrate, you know, all that we've done over the last 40
The reality is, I mean, we've got, you know, 250 plus people coming to this party, and then another couple hundred coming to the business conference, all with a common interest, you know, and that is to really celebrate the sport of All-Star. And most importantly, to celebrate the athletes, you know, and a lot of great people have founded the way, but once again, without the gyms, without the athletes, then none of that's possible. So
Stacy just mentioned the laughter. You got any good dad jokes? You do one live in person?
Let's see here. Let me put on my glasses here to make sure that live and in person I can read it off this paper. Why did the coach go to the bank?
To cash his paycheck. I don't know.
To rob the bank. to steal the base.
To get his quarterback.
Nice. I like that. Very good. How's the Georgia Bulldogs doing this year?
Man, we beat Tennessee. That's how we're doing.
That was a rough one.
You know who's doing really great this year?
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
All aware.
Let's go Birds.
Do they even have the NFL in the Southeast?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they do in my world.
That's
so.
kind of our joke around the office is that even though I grew up in Ohio, but I've lived, in Ohio State, Michigan, and they do have the Browns and the Bengals, but Ohio State, Michigan, college football kind of still rules there. In the South, obviously, it's nothing but college football. So on every conference call we ever have, and we have a lot of conference calls, actually Zoom meetings, we start out the first 5 to 10 minutes updating, catching up on what happened over the weekend in college football. And Stacy's just sitting there biting her tongue. She's always waiting. It's like, all right, I'm going to get my Eagles in at the end. We're like, no, we don't. That's the NFL.
They kicked some actual butt today. I don't remember the final score, but the last time I checked, it was like, 3-24 or something. Yeah. It was a whooping.
Nice.
That's the thing I think about. And as we age or as we mature, there are things that come about in our life. And I was a little frustrated with my Bulldogs playing Alabama, but I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were like, we didn't know if we would live long enough to see another national championship.
Yeah.
And then we lived to see back-to-back national championships. So we're like, man, we can't get too upset. So
yeah, national championship.
I'm hoping I get to I'm hoping I get to celebrate 2 back-to-back Super Bowls.
There you go. Well, I cheered. Awesome. So I cheered at Tennessee 94, 95, 96, 97. When Tennessee won the national championship in football, 98. But I was lucky enough. I was there the exact same years as Peyton Manning. My wife actually used to work with him at the Boys and Girls Club. So and so we were just kind of ingrained in those years. We were in the top 5 every single year. Went to a major bowl game at the end of every single year. So I just got done cheering, been to every game for 4 straight years. And they make it to the national championship. And I'm like, I ain't going. It was all the way in Phoenix, Arizona. I was like, we'll be back. I'll go the next time we go. Again, it was 1998. Yeah. We haven't been back. So for everybody out there, if you get a chance to go celebrate your team in the Super Bowl or a national championship, my advice is go.
Go, exactly. Same, my daughter, she cheered at University of Georgia. And, she did a 5th year, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. And that was COVID year, which was, man, a terrible year.
I realized that.
Yeah, terrible year to cheer, and then they won the national championship the year after she was done. So, but what you gonna do?
Hey guys, enjoy the fun. We are going to roll into some short clips with our members who are having a great time at our kickoff party here tonight. Looking forward to the MotUS Business Expo.
Boom. Let's go.
Boom. Let's do it.
Nancy Molnar, Premier Athletics, Michigan.
Chastity Carter, Premier Athletics, Columbia.
All right, ladies, you ready? We're going to do a little lightning round and see what y'all are into.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
We're ready.
All right. Stunts or tumbling?
Stunts.
Tumbling.
NFL or college football?
College.
NFL.
Yes, my girl. I love it. Fall or summer?
Summer.
Nancy's like jumping, like she's scared. Paperback or Kindle?
Ooh,
paperback.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Do you like hardback or paperback? Which one do you prefer?
Hardback.
Paperback.
Oh, okay. All right. Who's your favorite, Kevin or Casey?
Kevin.
Casey.
Casey.
Who's your favorite, Stacy or Cole?
Stacy.
Not even a hesitation.
Exactly.
I love it. Are you guys ready for the weekend?
Absolutely.
We are
awesome.
ready for
Thank
the
you for
weekend.
hopping on our podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Boom,
Thanks.
let's do it.
Okay, we're back with Pam Puckett of World Cup of Ohio. I've known Pam, I feel like, my entire life. We were just talking. I think I may have met her in 3rd grade. So shout out to my mom who owned a gymnastics gym that was the Salina Lakers that she started probably in 1988 or 89 or so. Mm-hmm. Then when did you open your first gym?
Opened the first gym in 1996,
Yes.
but I coached high school cheerleading before that, which is how I knew your mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you for being on.
No problem.
So, how many years in the gym business?
In the gym business, this is 29.
Wow, 29 years.
20 years of high school before that.
I thought you were only 29 years old.
Well,
so I don't know how that works, but
math.
I don't know. Anyway, I've known you for a long, long time, and you've always been a very dear friend to me. So thank you so much for coming to our conference. But we wanted to ask you a question. So if you could give a new gym owner one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would say to stay firm with your values and what you believe in, and follow that. And really just stay strong with your convictions and run the program how you want it to be run. Try not to be distracted by things around you.
Great advice. It's worked for 30 years, so.
Casey always says it. It's perfect. He always says, don't try to be, obviously Stingrays and Top Gun's always a big competition. He tries to be Stingrays. They try to be Top Gun, and they're both awesome. So that's great advice.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it.
Well, thanks for coming on the MotUS Edge.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
See you.
Boom.
All right, we're back. We've got a very special guest with us on the MotUS Edge tonight. This is my wife, Christy Stott. She loves being on camera, so we're going to do 2 quick questions.
You said 1.
No, we're doing 2. All right, so the first question, what is your favorite part? Should we start again? All right, so the first question, what is your favorite part about being married to me?
Gosh, Cole.
You got to have something that you enjoy.
I think just how much you love me and how you're just
Very special.
supportive and
Yeah.
anything.
Well, so I
Always-
got it on camera.
Always thinking
I've
of
got it on
others.
camera for now. So another thing, I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast. So Christy, when we started Premier Athletics, was one of our main coaches, and won so many national championships, world championships, et cetera, et cetera. But she now coaches her high school team. So what do you think the biggest difference is between all-star cheerleading and school cheerleading?
Oh gosh. I think with All Stars, it's like you feel a lot of pressure. You feel a lot of pressure to get at a certain level, whereas in high school, at the school level, you're kind of trying to convince, hey, this will be cool. Let's go big, Whereas All Star, I think it's expected, and school cheer, it's not necessarily expected.
Good answer. So I sprung this on her. Thank you for coming on the MotUS Edge. This is our first time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. All right, welcome back to the MotUS Edge. I'm here with Kendall Seymour. She actually was on camera last year, one of our favorite clips from the conference. I think it was you and George, right? Or was it just
No, it was just George,
and Rob
yeah.
did it, but then just yours was really
Yeah.
good as well. So Kendall's the general manager, director of Charlotte All-Stars in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep.
So what is the hardest lesson you've learned as a gym manager this year?
Okay. Well, this year I'd say the hardest one that I've learned, or the hardest lesson I've learned, is good staff is hard to come by.
Yes.
When you find good staff, you want to keep a hold of them. That means, paying them more, giving them some treats, whether that's Starbucks. This year we had like iPads.
Yeah.
So all those good treats, but once you find them, you got to keep them. And if they're not great, you should let them go.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
And I think it's a problem everyone has in the gym industry
Yeah.
is finding good staff and keeping good staff.
Yeah,
So good
absolutely.
job. All right. Thank you for joining the MotUS Edge.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm Brooke Plack from Empire Cheerleading in Benton, Arkansas.
Awesome, Brooke. We're so excited to have you here. What are you most looking forward to about the conference?
Oh, making connections. I mean, I would say that's how I met you.
I know, right? It's crazy.
I mean, years and years ago at another event, and just the bonds that you create and the threads that weave between our industry, that we can really sit beside each other and learn together, grow together, and just have fun together.
I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Welcome back to the MotUS Edge. I'm here with Joelle Antico, owner of World Cup All-Stars. So I've got a question for you, and I think you're in a unique spot. What advice would you give a gym owner that also has an all-star in their own program? I know you've been there.
Yes, I have, and it's not an easy thing coaching your own child or having your child in your program, even if you're not the coach of the team. I would say that my advice would be you cannot, number one, create a routine around your child, and you really would have to treat her like all the other athletes. But you just really have to put it in perspective, because who knows better than the gym owner of an athlete's skill, their skill set, where they belong in the routine, and what they're supposed to be doing. So you can have that parent eye when you're coaching. You have to have the coach eye when you're coaching your own athlete. And you got to, treat her or him like, they are part of the team. And we always want to set up our athletes for success. So why wouldn't we want to make it the same for our own child? So, if you don't show favoritism, which is kind of hard for some people, but you really have to really not show favoritism and do what's best for the team, because those are your most successful coaches and most successful teams.
Awesome. Well, very good advice from someone who's been there, lived it on a world championship level. So thank you for joining the MotUS Edge.
Thank you, Cole.
All right, welcome back to the MotUS Edge. I'm here with a very special guest, Lucky the Duck. So shout out to my son, Maddox. Lucky has arrived in Nashville. So I've got one question for you. Obviously, Lucky's new on the scene. How many years until Lucky becomes a bigger household name than Mickey Mouse? It's happening. It's only a matter of time. So I cannot wait. Lucky's going to be here all weekend. You'll see him come out. You can see him at all the CheerExpo events under CX Brands. And he might even do the church clap for everybody tomorrow night. So Lucky, thanks for coming on the MotUS Edge.
Good.
Hi, I'm Rosalind Schmidt from Premier Athletics, Kentucky.
And I'm Don Collins from Provincetown, Massachusetts.
Awesome. You guys ready? We're going to do a quick little lightning round.
Okay.
You ready?
We're ready.
Okay. What's your favorite? Stunts or tumbling?
Stunts.
What's your favorite? NFL or college football?
College football.
Wow. No NFL, huh? What's your favorite, fall or summer?
Summer.
Fall.
Okay, we finally had a difference. What's your favorite, paperback or ebook?
Paperback.
Ebook.
Ebook. All right. Do you like paperback or hardcover?
Hardcover.
Hardcover.
Old school.
Who's your favorite, Kevin or Casey?
Casey.
Kevin.
Who's your favorite, Stacy or Cole?
Stacy.
Stacy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Well, gentlemen, I think it's going to be an awesome couple days. We're really looking forward to it. We're going to have some members on here asking questions. We're going to have some speakers and some affiliates that we're doing podcasts with tomorrow.
Wow.
It's going to be an awesome, exciting week. So we hope that you guys enjoy. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the MotUS Edge. Check out our shorts, like, and comment. We love to hear from you. Give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Join MotUS. And follow us or follow our show.
Or hey, it's pressure and live. Let's go.
Follow our show wherever you listen to your podcast. If you like what we're doing and you want to hear more, let us know. Leave us a comment and tell all of your friends. And hey, if you're a gym owner,
join the movement.
Join the movement.
Do
That's
it.
right. Join the movement.
Thanks,
y'all for listening, and we're excited for you to have the MotUS Edge.
Thank you for listening to the MotUS Edge. We hope you had a blast. Join us next week for more on business, leadership, and motivation. Subscribe and follow the show where you get your podcasts. Subscribe to our newsletter at joinmotus.com. The MotUS Edge podcast is produced by ClantonCreative.com.